All right. Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So this is the video that we're doing for the print chips, as you can basically see right now. So what's actually been going on? So we've had this now for maybe about 3 weeks, I would say, to about a month. And what we did is that we actually had the print chips inside of muriatic acid and hydrogen peroxide. We've had that there for a while, okay? And then what we did today is that I ended up taking the muriatic acid that was in here. I used a measuring cup and I began pouring it into different filters. Okay, so these are the strainers, these are the filters, and I'm pouring it into these two black buckets that I got from Walmart. So as you can see down there, it's actually pouring out. Okay, now in order to make the process easier, what I did is that I poured the muriatic acid that was in here into this actual clear bucket. So all of inside of there is the muriatic acid that was inside of our one bin, which was in here. And what I did is that I put the print chips in here. I kept the print chips in there, and then I filled it with water. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually filtering out now by hand the print chips that have no gold on it. So I'll give you an example. Let me look in here at something like this, right? So this is a print chip there. As you can basically see, the gold is practically off. Now, if I pick up another chip right now, right, like some of them are basically stuck. You can see some of them in here. There's no more gold on this, right? So I can basically take this print chip and throw it in the garbage. I don't need it anymore. So that'll go in the garbage. And what that would mean is that the print chips that do have gold on it can actually go back into the muriatic acid. So that's less chip weight that's there, okay? Now, if I do stir this up a bit, you can look in there and actually see a lot of gold moving around. There's a lot of gold flakes in there moving around, which is very, very good for me. So I can filter those out, right? Now, here's the problem. When I filter out the print chips that have water in it, I have to be careful if I'm using the same filters because that is going to change the color, okay? You're now diluting the actual acid, okay? So two things are going on. I'm using this measuring cup. I have my muriatic acid black match that was inside of there for about 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm filtering that through here to get the gold out. Now, if you can actually look at it, let me change this up a bit here. You can actually see the gold is actually on the end right there, right? You see that? Right? The gold is actually on the end. So we have a lot of gold that we're actually seeing because we're filtering these out with multiple filters. There's about 7 to 10 filters in each, and we're filtering that out with the muriatic acid. Now, the muriatic acid is still good. Remember, we haven't even gotten to the other gray bin yet, okay? We're going to take a look at that today, but I'm going to be out here for about 10 hours today filtering out all of this, okay? Now, there is inside of this here, because I cleaned out the gold filter. Look at the bottom of that. Look at this. This is what I like to see. See all that gold in there? All right, let me get a bit of a closer look there. I don't know if you can actually see. All of that in there is just gold, okay? And there's a couple print chips in there. So what I have to do is I have to remove those print chips and filter out all of that gold that's just in there, okay? Now, I have a blue glass container, and it's also filtering out a little bit of blue water, as you can actually see. So today is going very, very well for those of you who actually know what's going on. Okay, so this is very, very good for gold. All right, now what I'm going to do is, if you can see here, we've got a lot of gold on the end of it. Now we're going to end up, once all of this muriatic acid has been poured into the filtration systems here, it's going to be stuffed full of gold, okay? Stuffed full of gold, because all the gold right now is actually settling to the bottom of that. All right. So once we filter out all of this, we would have filtered out all of the gold print chips from muriatic acid, but not water, because the water one is actually in here and is in the other one. Okay. So I don't want to put the print chips in here. If you put the print chips inside of it and filter it out, they may actually cut the ends of it, and gold will end up going down, and you won't be able to recover that until you filter it out again. Okay, so you have to be very careful with that. So the plan is to take all of that muriatic acid and to filter it into all 4 of these containers right now. Okay, all 4 of these strainers are going to have it. Now, as you can see, looking at the ends of them, we do have a lot of gold. Now, if you're out in the backyard, you're also going to end up having issues with mosquitoes. Mosquitoes will actually try to dip into it right now. That's going to end up happening. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some more muriatic acid. Okay, I've got some more of it here, and I'm going to end up pouring it in here to actually get filtered. Now watch the splashes because you don't want to end up losing anything. So pour it as close as you can get to it. Look at this. Okay, look at the end of it. You see that? Look at that. We've got gold in there. Now these are the beautiful pieces of the actual print chip that you actually end up seeing, which are great. Okay, I like to see that right now. So we're going to pour that in here, and we're going to get as close to the container as possible. Now, another thing you want to watch is the amount of time you spend doing this. Okay, this is going to take some time. Don't rush it. However, the more strainers and filters you have, it would make it a lot easier. If I just had one, I'd be doing this for 24 hours straight because I have an entire bucket. However, I have 4 of these filters with 4 strainers going on at the same time. Okay, this is cutting down the amount of work that I actually have to do. And since I have 4, once I poured it in here and then here and then here, I can go back and dip in again and actually end up pouring more into it. I want to make sure it's as close to the top as possible because I already know it's going to end up settling down. Okay, you got to make it as easy as you can for yourself. Okay, we're pouring that in. We're pouring that in. And we're pouring that in here. Okay? And that's what we're doing. And you let that sift through there. Okay? And the best part is you have a hook. You can leave it there right now. All right? Now, what we also have going on is we also have the print chips in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort those out by hand. The print chips that are done, I get to throw away. And the print chips that still have gold on it, okay, I'm going to shake those off of water, and then I'm going to put them into a different bucket, and I'm just going to leave it out to dry a bit, okay? And then we're going to pour that back into the muriatic acid for another week or so, and then leave that there. And once that's done, once these filters already have that out, we're going to take the top filters that have gold, we're going to spray them into a container and put them in something to filter out the copper. And then we're going to end up going to this one right here. Because remember, this container here, if I could pull the top off, still also has about 8 pounds of those print chips in it. Okay? And that's going to take some time. All right, so look at this, what we have here. All right, you see that? We got some gold in there. And inside of here is a bit more gold. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end up showing you live how this actually works. We're going to take this, shake this up, and pour this in here. Just like that. Okay? Now, what I do want to do is I want to get some water in here because we do have some gold in that right now. Okay, now the reason why I always say watch what you have is I'm going to lower this tripod a bit to show you that what you're going to see sometimes is bugs. Whenever you're working out in the back, you see that I got mosquitoes in there, right? That is going to be a problem for the weight. Okay, that's going to end up happening. All right, but you always have to watch that. You're going to have issues with it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. I have to admit it. I'm outside in the backyard. It's a sunny day. You're always going to have mosquitoes being an issue. Okay, so far we're doing very well today. We have gold that we can clearly see here. You can see all of that gold on top. If I shake it a little bit, you got gold moving around, which is beautiful. We also have gold in here. Yeah, it settled down. Look at that. Look at all that gold that's settled down in there. Damn, that's nice, man. All right, it's very, very good. Okay, and then we're going to do that. So we've got 3 things going on. filtering out the muriatic acid and hydrogen peroxide with the gold flakes into here. We're going to end up filtering out the junk print chips with no gold and put them in there. And then the print chips that are still good, we're going to put them into a different container. And then the water that's in here after that gold is settled to the bottom, we're also going to filter that out into a different container. We're going to pour off the muriatic acid that's in here all into one container, okay? And then we're going to filter out all of that water itself, and we can basically throw that water away or properly dispose of it, or just put that in a container and just let the sun take it, okay? So the sun will hit it and it will go, especially inside of this. And then we're going to end up doing the same to this container over here. We're going to bring it over and it's going to act like this. We'll take out the print chips, we'll filter it out, and we'll do that. It might be an all-day process, but when we're done, we're going to have a large amount of gold, and we're still going to have more gold to basically do, okay? That's how you basically get it done. I know the process takes a long time. To be honest, you're not really doing anything. You're just letting the acid do the work for you, okay? That's all you're basically doing right now, all right? And then I'm going to show you guys a video maybe in 2 months of how much gold we got out of this. And I have a feeling it's going to be at least 109 grams of 10 karat, which is pretty low. But yeah, it's taking its time. And again, the more strainers and filters you have, the easier it is to do this. It's going to be much easier, okay? Now I'm going to show you a little something here. If you actually have this pail here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, you see on the top, right? I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour it back in here. We're going to watch how much gold flakes come up. All right, just watch it. See that? See it? All those gold flakes are coming up because they settled on the bottom. Okay? They all settled on the bottom. So if I just leave this right now for like an hour and I just slowly strain off the top and the top, when I get to the bottom, I can pour all of that into one container and boom, you'll end up seeing how much it is. All right? We're going to let that go. I'm going to make this, I'm going to have to make 3 videos out of this to break down the process. Beautiful. Look at it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. We got gold right on the edges there, and it's taking time, okay? Now, you're going to get ants. You're going to get bugs coming into it. It's going to happen, okay? I'm going to break this down into 3 videos. One with the straining of this, because I got to use gloves. I have to pull out the good ones from the bad ones. And then what we're also going to end up doing is I'll do a small little video filtering out all of that so you could actually see how much it is. That shouldn't take that long though. That should not take that long to actually do. I'm going to use a brand new filter for that for you guys, and then I have to separate the chips off of it as well, okay? I'll do a video for that. All right, let's make it happen, man. Pro Dumpster Diver out.